They tell us the age of monsters is over. They tell us that the dinosaurs died 66 million years ago and that the oceans have been mapped, cataloged, and conquered. But here is a number that keeps marine biologists awake at night: 80%. That is the percentage of our ocean that has never been seen by human eyes. We know the surface of Mars better than we know the floor of our own Pacific Ocean. And in that darkness, things are hiding. Things that are supposed to be dead. From the 60-ton carcass that washed up in Florida to the Japanese trawler that hauled up a nightmare in 1977, today we are looking at the evidence. Are they fossils? Are they hoaxes? Or are they survivors? I'm the Abyssal Archive, and here are 7 extinct sea monsters that might still be alive.
Before we dive into the monsters, we have to establish one terrifying fact. Science is often wrong. For decades, every textbook in the world said the coelacanth was extinct, gone, wiped out with the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. It was a Lazarus taxon, a ghost. But in 1938, a fisherman off the coast of South Africa pulled up a strange blue armored fish. It wasn't a fossil. It was breathing. It was snapping its jaws. The coelacanth hadn't changed in millions of years. It had simply hidden in the twilight zone of the ocean, just deep enough to avoid us. If a 5-foot prehistoric fish can hide from us for a century, what else is waiting in the dark?
December 1964, Stonehaven Bay, Hook Island, Australia. Robert Le Serec and his family were drifting in a small boat when they saw a shadow on the sea floor. At first, they thought it was a large rock. Then, the rock opened its eyes. They described a gigantic tadpole-like creature, 80 feet long, black skin with brown stripes, no fins, just a massive, smooth body. Le Serec jumped into the water to film it, but the creature opened a pale, toothless mouth and turned toward him. Skeptics have called this the plastic sheet theory, claiming it was just weighted plastic used by Le Serec to stage a hoax. But look closely at the mouth. Witnesses claimed the jaw structure was visible and breathing. Could this be a surviving giant amphibian from the Carboniferous period, or something else entirely? For centuries, sailors returned to port with stories of the sea serpent, a long snake-like beast that could wrap around a ship. We dismissed these as drunken hallucinations, but in the scorching sands of the Sahara Desert, which was once a prehistoric ocean, we found the answer. Meet the Basilosaurus, the king lizard. Despite the name, it wasn't a lizard. It was a prehistoric whale. But unlike modern whales, it was sleek, eel-like, and grew up to 60 feet long. It moved by undulating its spine, looking exactly like a giant snake on the surface. We are told they went extinct 33 million years ago, but sightings of Cadborosaurus in the Pacific Northwest describe this exact animal: a camel-like head, a serrated back, a vertical swim motion. Did the king lizard really die, or did it just migrate deeper?
In 1883, a headless carcass washed ashore in Hong Gai, Vietnam. The locals refused to touch it. They called it Con Rit. This wasn't a whale, it wasn't a shark. Witnesses described a creature that was 60 feet long, but covered in armored hexagonal segments. When they hit the carcass with a stick, it rang like sheet metal. Cryptozoologists believe this could be a survivor of the Eurypterids, giant sea scorpions that ruled the ancient oceans, or perhaps a remipede, a blind, venomous crustacean that usually stays in caves. After a few days, the stench became so unbearable, the carcass was towed out to sea and sunk. The evidence was lost forever, but the legend of the armored whale remains. In 1896, two boys cycling on Anastasia Island, Florida, found a mountain of flesh in the sand. It was 18 feet wide and weighed 6 tons. It had no distinct head, but it had the stumps of what looked like massive tentacles. Dr. DeWitt Webb, a local physician, examined it. His conclusion? It was an octopus, a giant octopus. If the proportions were correct, the living animal would have had an arm span of 200 feet, capable of dragging a schooner beneath the waves. Decades later, samples of the tissue were analyzed. The official verdict? Whale blubber, a collagen matrix from a decomposing sperm whale. But here is the twist. Fishermen in the Bahamas tell stories of the Lusca, a monster that lives in the deep blue holes, dragging swimmers down. They describe it as half shark, half octopus. Did Dr. Webb find a whale, or did he find the Lusca?
You knew this one was coming. Otodus megalodon, the largest shark to ever live. 50 feet of muscle and teeth the size of your hand. Science says it vanished 3.6 million years ago as the oceans cooled. But in 1918 at Port Stephens, Australia, a group of crayfish fishermen refused to go back to work for days. They spoke of a shark of ghostly white color. They said it was as long as the wharf itself, at least 115 feet. It didn't just attack their pots, it swallowed them whole. Crates, chains, and anchors. We know the deep-sea animals exhibit abyssal giantism. We know the coelacanth survived. Is it impossible that a population of Megalodon adapted to the deep, losing their pigment, becoming the white ghosts of the Australian coast? And finally, at number 1, the closest we have ever come to absolute proof. April 25th, 1977. The Japanese fishing trawler Zuiyo-maru is sailing off the coast of Christchurch, New Zealand. The net feels heavy. They winch it up, expecting a haul of mackerel. Instead, they pull up a monster. It was rotting, smelling of decay and grease, but the shape was undeniable. A small head, a long, slender neck, 4 distinct diamond-shaped flippers, and a long tail. The crew stared at it. It looked exactly like a plesiosaur, a marine reptile that should have died with the T-Rex. The captain, fearing the rotting carcass would spoil his catch, made a decision that breaks the heart of every cryptozoologist. He ordered it thrown back. Before it went overboard, Michihiko Yano, the production manager, took 5 photos and cut off a piece of the fin. The skeptic's view. Scientists analyzed the fin tissue. They found a protein called elastodin. This protein is almost exclusively found in sharks. The official explanation? This was a basking shark. When a basking shark rots, the heavy gills and lower jaw fall off first, leaving the spine to look like a long neck and the small cranium to look like a tiny head. It is called a Pseudoplesiosaur. But the twist. But Yano, the man who touched it, disagreed. He was an experienced fisherman. He knew what a shark looked like. He sketched the animal's skeletal structure, showing phalanges, finger bones, in the flippers. Sharks don't have finger bones.
They have cartilage rays. And there is one more thing. Elastidin is found in sharks, but the test didn't rule out reptiles. It just confirmed the presence of the protein. Did they catch a shark, or did they catch the last survivor of the Jurassic Age, only to throw it back into the dark?
The ocean is 36,000 feet deep. We have barely scratched the surface. Which of these creatures do you think is real? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean it isn't watching you.